is a very simple, basic rule set. You can use any just rule set you want, like D&D, Basic Fantasy. This is just a very easy thing that you can add on or take away. So I hope you enjoy this. Here's some of the rules to
The beckoning role-playing game rules to see if you succeed or hit your enemy or unlock things. You will roll a 1d6 and what your ruling is for rule 1d6. If you roll higher you will hit usually, but there are bonuses to certain rules. Now let's say you're trying to unlock a lock on a chest or door. The story master will decide if it's easy, normal, hard, or very hard, or impossible. If it's easy, we'll get a -1 on its roll against you. If it's a normal, it's just a straight roll. If it's hard, it'll get a +1 on this roll. If it's very hard, it's a +2 on it roll. If it's impossible, it'll get a +4 on this roll. The story master will decide the DC on the things if you're playing solo, though. Here's some easy tips to decide. Easy would be a DC of 2, normal would be 3, hard would be 4, very hard would be 5, impossible would be 6. You'll be rolling a 1d6 on these rolls. This is the same thing to do with traps, to see them and to disarm them, and the story master will decide what makes more sense, and if you're playing solo, what makes more sense to you. Now we're going to talk about how to create your character and the bonuses work in this game. You put your name down of your character, what level you're at, how much money you have, your experience points, your race, your class, what sex you are, your hit points, your strength, your dexterity, your constitution, your intelligence, your wisdom, your Christmas, and then you tell people what you look like and your backstory, then your saving throws, your death saves. Now how do you XP? If by killing monsters or by finishing quests. You can use monsters from Basic Fantasy or D&D. They will have the XP of the monsters. There are 4 races you can play in this game: dwarf, elf, halfling, human. Elves can see 60 feet in the pitch black, also have postponed dexterity and +1 on wisdom cause he lives so long. Humans will have +1 on all steps, have things will have +1 on charisma and dexterity. Dwarfs will have a +1 on strength and constitution. Now how do you get bonuses on your character stats? Anything over a 10 is a +1. Strength is how strong you are, how you move and carry things, and how hard you can hit. You can add your bonuses on melee fighting. Dexterity is good for your hands and your balance. You're going to add your dexterity bonus on picking locks and picking pockets and moving stealth. Holy constitution is good for poison and for breathing underwater. Constitution bonuses can be put to your hit points. The average person can hold their breath for just 1 minute. If you have any constitution bonuses, you can add that to your breathing time. Every +1 bonuses gives you an extra minute. Intelligence means you're book smart and well educated. You can add your intelligent bonus on history or other book smart things. Your story master will tell you if you're playing solo. You can decide yourself. Wisdom means you're street smart and you know how the world works. You can use the wisdom bonus as dealing with creatures and other worldly things like stuff in cities. The story master will tell you when to roll this. Charisma, it's good for leadership and getting people on your side. You can use the charisma bonus with dealing with certain people or creatures that you want on your side, or to lead them. Saving throw, you will use this if somebody tries to do magic against you or for traps and things. Your story master will tell you when she uses death saves on a 1d20. You must roll 10 or higher to succeed. If you succeed 3 times out of 6, you're knocked out, not dead, but if you failed 3 times, you die. How you FSIL is rolled lower than 10. Short rest is for 1 hour. That means you get 3d6 back of hit points. Long rest is 8 hours. That means you get all your hit points back. Elf and halflings only need 4 hours of rest for a long rest. Magic users, you can use as much spells as you like at your character level, and below your character level you cannot use spell higher than your level. Now how to buy items? Ask your story or what book to use. I use basic fantasy equipment to buy my items. Now how to put the numbers by your character stats. Roll 4d6, take away the lower die, and the rest you put on your character sheet. You can re-roll ones. You have 3 actions. You can move, you and fight. You can ask your story masters for other instructions to make sense, and they will tell you how many actually would take to do whatever you wanted to do. Now to see how far you can move, roll 3 to 6 every time you try to move. The number on the 3 dice add up and multiply by 10. Rough terrain will make it half movement. If you're not down, it will give you half moving as well. The rest of the decisions is up to you or your story master. I hope you enjoy the Beckoning the game.